So now we move down to the pelvic girdle. Remember that the pectoral girdle was made up of two independent bones, the clavicle and the scapula. It actually turns out that the pelvic girdle is made of three fused bones, originally separate bones, but they fuse together, and in adults they're just a single large bone. There are a couple of names for all three bones fused together. Sometimes the part right here of the three bones is called the os coxae. Sometimes it's known as the innominate bones, which means literally bone without a name. In, without, nominate means name. If you take a look then, the first largest of the three bones is superior. This is the ilium right here. Down and behind, you sit on this bone, is the ischium. And then in front is an sort of a shaped angled bone like this. This is the pubis. The pubis then would meet the pubis on the other side right here at the pubic symphysis. And then over here, this roughened area on the inside of the ilium would be where the sacrum would fit. The sacrum, 5 fused vertebrae, would articulate with the ilium right here in what's known as the sacroiliac joint between the pelvic girdle and the sacrum. So we need to learn a couple of things about this large three bones fused together. First of all, the head of the femur fits in this very large socket right here. The head of the femur sits in this and literally moves back and forth very freely. This large socket right here is called the acetabulum. So the head of the femur articulates with the pelvic girdle at the acetabulum. If we take a look then at the three bones individually, we find that they all come together and join each other in this socket. You don't need to really understand that or need to know that. You can't really see where they're fused together. But remember again that on the upper side, first of all, is this very large bone, the ilium. Ilium is always superior. Now, some things that you need to know, first of all, are the iliac crest. Holy mackerel, is that going to be important when you get into nursing. You're going to use that to palpate. You can feel this through the skin and locate then other structures in relationship to the iliac crest. The bone that is down and behind that you sit on starts right about here, goes up, and again the three bones join together in the socket where the head of the femur fits in. First of all, this large roughened surface right here, serving as an attachment point for a number of muscles that move the leg. Because it's part of the ischium, this would be the ischial, and then because it is a tuberosity, this is the ischial tuberosity, down and behind. You sit on your ischial tuberosity. If we rotate this bone just a little bit, here's the ischial tuberosity, and right here is a portion of the ischium as well. This is a spine, and so another thing that you're required to learn is the ischial spine. When we go back down here to the pubis, we find that the pubis literally joins with the other two bones in the socket, but we trace it out. There is a superior part like this. It turns and angles, and right about there it meets the ischium. So your pubis then starts here, goes forward, comes back up, and meets in the socket. This is the superior ramus and the inferior ramus of the pubis. I believe it's the inferior one that you need to know. I don't remember whether the superior is named or not, but if we take a look right here, on the top of the superior part, you've got this sort of long, skinny, sort of spine-like thing. This structure right here is where certain muscles attach. This would be the pubic crest. Sorry. I can never remember that name. This would be the pubic crest on the top of the superior ramus of the pelvic bone. One last thing that we need to learn right here, the pubis meets the other pubis right here in front. If we had another one, it would be the mirror image of this bone. This would be the right side. The left side would fit together in this joint, this symphysis right here. This symphysis then, where the two pubic bones right and left meet, would be the pubic symphysis. This large opening that is mostly contained in the two rami, the superior and inferior ramus of the pubis, is the obturator foramen. This is the largest foramen in the body. Interestingly, nothing of any significance goes through the obturator foramen. It just is filled with a membrane. In life, no arteries, no significant veins, no nerves really go through this. It's just a large hole covered with a membrane in life.